Hey everybody, I'm Recycled and welcome back to Let's Play Elite Dangerous, a complete tutorial to Horizons and Engineering. Or whatever I call it. Oh man, this is the running gag now. Well, anyway, we're here at Elvira Martuuk's place in the Qwent system. She has a really nasty look on her face. Okay, but anyway, while I was doing that, we got a bunch of invitations. Didn't we? We got an invitation. We did not. No one else has sent us an invitation. But we were given information about a bunch of engineers. We already know about all these engineers. So I'm probably just going to go to whichever one is the closest, right? Just whoever's close. I don't know if that means Zach Nemo is close, because it doesn't say where to go. But it says work with party of Yoru. Well, obviously it's in the name. You can go to a system called Yoru. And looking at these, the Blue Mafia, you need to get their Euribia, Blue Mafia, and Euribia. Looking at these, I actually know who does what, and I know what they do. So I'm just going to pick the one that will help us the most. And what I need the most for this ship is more lightweight mods. And I don't really know if any of these guys can do it, except Mel Brandon does lots of things, unfortunately. He's in Colonia. So we're going to put that off until the very latest, and we're going to finish everything in the bubble first. I don't know what to do next. Let's do Qwent. Qwent wants me to be friends with the Sirius Corporation, so we need to go ingratiate ourselves in Sirius. The Sirius Corporation, in Sirius, actually, and if you know where anything is, then you probably have heard about Sirius. It's actually close to Earth, so it's pretty famous around here. Here's the names of some systems we know about. Here's Sol. And if you look at Sol, it is really close to a system called Sirius. This is a permitted system. You cannot just go in there. But you can go, for example, to Procyon. We're allowed to go there, and Sirius is present. We can go there and be nice to them, and they'll like us. So let's go. Whoa. You know there's a lot of gravity when you try to thrust out of your landing spot and instead you fall down.
Frameshift drive
like,
charging.
no, ship, I want to go that way. In this case, we popped out next to a white dwarf, but we don't need the boost from it. So, I'm just going to scoot by it, stay out of the exclusion zone, and be on my way. Alright, we made it to Procyon. It is pretty popular. There's a lot of lag here, you can tell from the frame drops. But one thing you can do, here's a teachable moment. When you're in a system and you know you want to go somewhere, but you care about how long it takes to get there, you can use this feature, which was added into the game sometime afterward, called the Orrery. It will show you approximately where you are in the grand scheme of things in the system. And so we know that there's a star here and that it's going in a big loop for some reason. And that must be because, yeah, it's got a binary. But we can tell that this star has a planet. And we can tell that this planet is, oh. I'm confused now. A1. So, yeah. You look at it, and it tells you... Oh, man. You got to zoom like crazy on the orrery. Yeah, that there's a fleet carrier there, but that we don't know about anything there. And that there's another world here with a pole. Okay, I need to use the map. This doesn't make sense to me. So... this isn't landable, but this is. And you look here, and there's actually a station here. And they are actually an expansion. So we should definitely go there and sell our exploration data. Let's do it. I have a feeling we're going to have a lot more exploration data to sell pretty soon. But let's go there first so we can figure out what the hell's going on here. To even talk to Marco Qwent, we've got to become allied with the Sirius Corporation. So, when we came to Procyon, you couldn't tell until you got here, but actually, yes, Sirius Corporation is the #1 party of this place, aside from the Procyon natives. And for whatever reason, the Red Corporation and the Golf 89-32 Gold Power Incorporated is also here. I don't think they are natives. Oh geez, we're going way too fast. Turn away, turn away. Alright. Yeah, if you're going too fast and you get to where your nat ball turns hollow, that means you're at least 180 degrees heading away from the thing, then your frame shift drive will then calm the heck down. And you can get back towards where you were trying to go without overspeeding. Yeah, some of these installations won't actually let you land at them, or when you get there they won't have anything that you can do, so you can examine them through the map. They'll tell you what services they have, and if it basically looks like a space station, then you know you've got a good one. So these people didn't say anything, but they did instruct me to go to landing pad 5. Okay, yeah, they're just taking their time. A little bit of gravity here. I'm dealing with it. Not very much. Alright, and the tricky little cursor jumping onto refuel even though I didn't want to. So what you can do, since Procyon is, or Sirius Corporation is present here, actually, no, let's not do that. You can look at the mission board, and, well, since we're here anyway, there's a representative from the Sirius Corporation here, and you can take missions from them. Any missions you do from a faction will increase your friendship level, I guess? Friendship drive, charging. Yeah. And right now, we're only allowed to do these things. They're pretty hard, but we got to do something. So we'll choose one of those, but first I want to sell my data. And we have almost no data, so it's only worth 4 grand. Darn it. Did it work? Can we do it? It's not even worth enough to sell? Alright. Apparently we can't because it's not worth anything. They don't even care. So, if I only cared about the reputation, and now you got to understand, reputation is your relationship directly with the faction that you're working for. But influence is their control of the system that they're in. In this case, Sirius Corporation is basically a native faction. They're in no danger of getting kicked out of here, and in any case, at 46%, they're closer to expansion than they are to getting kicked out. They do not need any influence. If you wanted to add influence, you'd probably want to add it to one of these lower ones. But in this case, I don't think anyone cares about these particular factions. And if they want to go to war, all the better. We'll get those high-grade signal sources caused by the war state. So, the best thing we can do is to take down a pirate. This is a wing mission, and it's elite. On wing missions, they'll have a bunch of other ships attacking us. Since our ship isn't 100% kitted out for combat, I'm actually not going to do that. But I have a feeling we'll be able to kill this guy. It's a harmless guy. So we'll do that. And then we can get these two. These are easy. Okay, let's do them, and we'll do them for the reputation. This one has a really quick timer. Alright, so sometimes when you get a kill order like this, actually, anytime that you get a mission to tell you to find a certain person, actually, yeah, just like this, missions just like this, when you're going against another ship, sometimes you will encounter them in Super Cruise, and you can bust them out of Super Cruise with an interdiction module. That's one way of doing it, but you can also find a signal source where they will be hanging out, unsuspecting, and you can engage them there. In our case, we don't have an interdictor, so we're going to have to find that signal source. Even if we see this ship in Super Cruise taunting us, unless they decide that they want to actually pull us over, then we'll be out of luck. We'll have to find them ourselves. Okay, so we know if we go to this ground installation, we can hack a thingy that will tell us where to go. So let's go there. Yeah, whenever you're doing your own missions, they'll be completely different from mine. They might be similar, they might not be, but basically, you got to do missions until you have enough reputation to get the Sirius system permit. And once you got that permit, then you can move on and visit Mr. Qwent. But basically, it doesn't matter what you do as long as you get that permit. That's the whole point of why we're doing this. And whatever missions you get, you can do those missions to get your permit. Yeah, I'm pretty fond of these disable the megaship turret missions now ever since I learned how to do them. They seem to have a whole lot of payoff considering how easy they are. But I guess you only get them when the system's in like a state of war or something and there's megaships, hostile megaships around that they want to disable the turrets. So in our case, no luck. Procyon is very stable, and although they're still angry at people around the area, like this assassin, they are not trying to go after any megaships at this moment, as far as I'm aware. If you really want an awesome ship for combat that can participate in those wing assassination missions on its own, I recommend a Federal Corvette, or at least an Anaconda, with a fighter bay and an elite, hopefully, NPC assistant to take the fighter and hopefully get their attention, do some damage, so it's not 3 versus 1, everyone's shooting at you. And if you get a fighter bay that has 2 bays, then after one fighter is destroyed, you can immediately launch another one. It's not automatic. You do have to go down to your roll panel and just decide which fighters to deploy. But after you've done it a few times, you basically will have the muscle memory to do it without even thinking about it very much. Yeah. And a big, tough ship like that, you have a chance. Of course, the Corvette is the best because of the hull strength. Core Dynamics actually has the hardest hulls of all the ships. For some reason, yeah. They have harder hulls, and basically when they get shot with kinetics, they will have less penetration into a Core Dynamics hull than they will into any other hull. So Core Dynamics is the toughest versus NPCs. When it comes to PvP, then it all goes out the window. Boy, it's dark. Oh, and we will not be docking here. So in this particular mission, we've been told to interact with the hub access terminal. So there's 2 ways you can do this. You can get out of your SRV and roll up there. And if you do that, basically, there's less risk involved, the alarm won't be triggered as easily, and you don't risk the destruction of your ship. In our case, we actually can afford to rebuy our ship, so if it got destroyed, it's not the end of the world, and I'm feeling a little bit spiffy, so I'm gonna use my data link scanner, and we're just gonna beast in there and find the thing, and that's our mission target. So if we could just get close enough, and they're not gonna like this, but we can get our data link scanner ready, and if we could just get over there and we got some shields. Yeah, they're not gonna like this. They're not gonna like this. If they have turrets, they're gonna start shooting at us and stuff. But you can do this. We just get really close and
incoming mission critical message.
Yeah, we could just leave. We got a little fine. No big deal.
Trespass zone cleared.
Yeah, and we got out of there. So we got fined 400 by Wolf 424. They never shot at us, and it's just a fine, so we can just go pay it off with an authority. We can even go to the police directly, the Wolf 424 police, if we ever happen to see them. They'll be present in any of these places. They'll be present and at this place here. If we happen to go here, we could pay off our fine, or we could just, you know, go see any interstellar factor anywhere, pay a little extra. It's a lot more convenient. You'll run into them in your travels. But basically what happened is we scanned the thing and we know that they're in Loyton 674-15. So I want to go keep killing stuff. It's gonna open the galaxy map and tell me. Yep, there it is. All right. Yeah, we only have these 2 unengineered pulse lasers. They're not even. Actually, are they pulse lasers? No, I replaced them. I replaced them with beam lasers. Okay, well, that's not as bad.
Objective detected.
What is it? Was it maybe a signal source? Yes, it is. Okay, here we go. We didn't have to do anything special. If you couldn't find the signal source, you could scan the beacon. The local beacon would narc out those sneaky sneaks, and it would also tell you all the signal sources of the local area. If you ever go to a system that is uncivilized, there will not be a beacon and you'll have to use your frequency scanner to find the signal source. And there's a lot of signal sources, so that's a pretty fun mini game. We'll take a minute. All right, this person should be alone. I'm gonna give myself a little extra shields and weapons power.
Mission objective detected.
All right, we got a couple of ships here. It is a cargo ship, System Defense Force, what the heck, and this sneaky little Cobra Mark III. That is our target. And if you listen to the system chat, they haven't said anything yet. Basically what's supposed to happen here, this one is a little glitched. Your mission target is going to start eventually attacking. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And let's go ahead and shoot them in the drives. So they'll be completely helpless. Hello. Oh god, he's made of complete butter. Just want to make sure they don't get away. We damage the drive slightly. You can see my ineptitude. With these fixed weapons. And it looks like my oh, we killed him. Yeah, the drive was almost damaged. Yeah, if I was using gimbaled weapons, then I probably would have been better at destroying that little module on that tiny little ship. But I'm gonna collect these materials. Now, the materials that the ships you destroy drop are actually based upon the skill level of the pilot of the ship that you just destroyed. So in this case, he was harmless. So we're gonna get the absolute worst pick of materials that ship can drop. But regardless, we're doing engineering stuff, so I'm gonna pick all that up. All right, and we're done here. So on to the next. This is done. We can turn it in. Let's go and get one of these. We didn't get damaged at all. Yeah, I chose those fixed beams because I thought I'm so cool. I don't need gimbals. And when you get into a real battle versus completely kitted out combat ships, oftentimes will have chaff. When you get chaffed, your gimbaled weapons will not be able to hit the target. They will completely weave around and not hit it at all. They will shoot everywhere except where the target is. You can untarget the target and then use them like fixed weapons. That's one thing you can do. Is it a signal source? Did I detect it? I didn't. Okay, so I need to, what are we looking for? A black box. It's going to be a signal source. So since we don't see it, we're going to have to scan the beacon. Yeah, but the trade-off is that gimbaled weapons, at the best of times, do not do as much damage for as little electricity as fixed weapons. Beams are notoriously energy hungry. So if the fixed beams work okay for me, then I'll just stick with them. Yep, and that is going to be the beacon. Beacon's going to tell us what to do. Beluga's getting in the way. Or Orca, whatever. So it was updated. We're still in the right place. To see signal sources, you got to be in Super Cruise. I don't necessarily know that doing just these 3 missions is going to be enough for them to like us enough to get that permit. But if it's not, then we'll at least have a higher friendliness level. Maybe we can get some more missions that are even better to make them like us. You're on the wrong side. Are you gonna kill me? This python doesn't like me because I assassinated your little buddy? Maybe? Well, I believe it. A python, even slightly kitted out for combat, would probably overtake this crate. This crate is really buttery and fragile. This crate is made for exploration. It's made for jumping, getting stuff done in a large area like the entire bubble plus Colonia quickly. The fact that he even has weapons is sort of a fluke caused by my own strangeness. and knowing that some missions could use a little bit of firepower applied to get things done. I mean, realistically, you could do all this without weapons, but by having weapons, that means there are missions we can take. When we sometimes have to do missions, we can take those missions that require us to shoot things. We aren't limited to moving cargo around and salvaging stuff, but we can still do those. But like, for instance, that previous mission, there's a black box. Sometimes there's many black boxes. In this case, there's only one. And we got it. Let's get the other one over there. Scoops open. Yeah, if you hang out here, a bunch of guys will show up and start shooting you. And there they are. Alright, well, I was just leaving, so let's not talk to you. In this case, our Crate Phantom boosts to over 500 meters per second. It is unlikely there's any NPC ship that would be able to catch us. Although, if you modify ships yourself, you'll find out you can have a Viper or a Eagle that can boost to 932 meters per second. That is really fast. Now, that ship will not have a lot of... Who's that? Whatever. Do we know? Yes, we do. Okay. Didn't have to scan the beacon. It's so close, we just already know it. Yeah, those very fast ships will not have a lot of equipment on them. They're just for racing and buckyball challenges and stuff like that. Really. And what's that thing? That gravity bowling. Who is it? Oh, I don't want to fight you. It's a chieftain. Yeah, that's a tough ship. That'll blow us up. I do not feel strong enough to defeat a chieftain. We're gonna escape. All right. Let's be on our way. Yeah, this ship. I did look at the combat trim version of this ship. My choice, combat modules. And I made a very, very tough Crate Phantom, but unfortunately, despite the toughness, the jump range was only about 32 light years. So let's select the black box and get over there. And we got it. And let's get the heck out of here. Get away from all this stuff. So those guys are here, really far away. Alright. And we'll just zoom back towards them. They probably won't catch us. We're just drifting here with flight assist off. But I wanted to maintain my orientation. Yeah. They disappeared from the radar. Are they even there anymore? We don't really know. Yes, they're still there. Alright, so we did all those things. He's coming for me, but he didn't get me. I didn't want to fight. So hopefully this is enough, what we're bringing them. Hopefully they'll like us enough after this. Otherwise, it's more missions. If you have a lot of credits and the system is in a poor state, sometimes you'll stop at a station and they'll ask for forgiveness. They'll want donations and stuff. That's a quick way to get some reputation / influence. Very important. All the BGS manipulation guys know about it. And girls. I guess there's a few of you. Hey, it's not my choice. Something about technology was really pushed on men for a long time ago. So, I'm not mad that you're here, but you're still in the minority. That's just how it is. Another one? Really? We don't have time for this, man. We're already... Look how close we are to the planet. If they interdicted us now, it would just fail. Because we're so close to a planet. They don't allow that. Actually, it could be a shortcut how to get down to the planet. Sometimes when you're getting interdicted, it'll bypass the whole glide slope thing. And you'll find yourself just sitting on the planet. Although, it looks like you're going to crash into the planet. But that doesn't happen. So if this place was very fancy, they'd have a lawyer on staff that could get us exonerated for our crimes we committed during these missions. Up the landing gear. Alright. So we could get paid the most and take a lesser amount of reputation and influence. In my case, I don't give a crap about their influence. So we definitely aren't going to take the bonus influence. Their influence is meaningless to me. I just want reputation. And money would be nice, but I would rather trade about 170,000 credits for that extra pip of reputation. You got paid. They're doing better. Your reputation went up a tiny amount. It doesn't look like this is going to be enough. We got a reputation change mage. We're cordial. That is meaningless. Let us get tier 1 Materials. No, we do not want those. We could use some credits, but let's not. Grid resistors. Those are not rare at all. Okay, so we never got friendly. We did not get the... What did we lose? What do I have that even can be shot and used? Oh, it was my point defense ammo. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I thought the cargo ship that was being attacked by that guy shot missiles at the guy, but for some reason our computer thought that that was an aggressive action and was worried, and it shot down the missiles so they wouldn't hit our target that we were shooting at and trying to kill. That was pretty silly. But basically, we can look and see if they have a lawyer around here, and they don't. This guy doesn't care. He'll pay us bounties. All right, we need some more missions. From Mr. Sirius, representative. There's one of these disabled megaship turrets. Really easy, so we'll do it. There's another one, but for less reputation. A planetary scan job, just scanning, pretty easy. Liberation on planet size is very easy. Liberation in space is not easy. I don't recommend those missions. You have to get the cargo out of a ship's cargo hold. It is possible if you have the right kind of limpets. Hatchbreaker limpets will empty their hatch without damaging the ship. However, if you try to use your weapons and the ship is not super strong, it's possible to accidentally, and very easy to accidentally, overwhelmingly I should say, easy to accidentally destroy the ship without opening the cargo hatch to get the cargo out. So I don't recommend those unless you're doing a whole lot of those missions, and normally that's done in times of elections for diplomatic reasons. For some reason, they're always stealing stuff that would sway votes, and you got to get it back. Yeah, I don't really care about these other missions. They're only one rep. I would rather do stuff like this, but we can't do it yet. All right. Well, off we go to do even more stuff. This is a planetary type liberation thing. Whoa. It's unavailable. Well, we're not even looking at it. I can't see it. Okay. On the wrong side of the planet. Yeah, I know that. Okay, so if that happens, just target something nearby.
Drive charging.
Like the body or close to. Then it will let you enter Super Cruise. The last main sequence star on your designated route before your fuel supply is exhausted. Well, really? It's not that far away. What kind of star is it? It's just telling me that this is some crappy kind of star, and because it's the only star on my journey, it thinks that we're in trouble. Okay, and we got a line of sight here, so we can go. Yeah, we're not in danger of running out of fuel. But moreover, the ship has a scoop, so it'd be pretty ridiculous if we did run out of fuel. If we were traveling out on the very far ward arms of the galaxy, and there was hardly any stars around, then I guess it'd be possible to run out of fuel and not be able to scoop more. But around here, you just have these crappy, failed, shitty stars. Okay, and this mission is on a planet. We need to know where to go. They'll be in this... Okay, well they will, but did they give us a hint about the... They didn't tell us where to go. They'll be in this system. But where? It's unique bootleg liquor. Well, let's look around. Are there a bunch of worlds? There's a lot of worlds. Okay, there's 4 different planets it could be on. Actually, no, 5. 6, 7? There's a lot. We're gonna scan this beacon and see if it tells us extra things. Our mission information did not tell us to scan the beacon, but it also did not give us enough information to really find the thing. So scanning the beacon might be what needs to be done here. I can't imagine they expect us to fly over all of these landable planets hoping that something pops up and tells us where to go. I've never had to do that. And I don't think that's something they expect you to do. Okay, we got an update. Bravo 2. That is this one. Okay, well that narrowed it down quite a bit. Yeah, if NPCs decide to talk to you, it'll be in the main chat, or the local chat, as they call it, whatever. System chat is shared for multiplayer chatting. So if anyone wants to talk to anyone else, you can just talk here. Normally, if you're in just a system that is not very popular, Sirius is a little popular. Lumen is not popular. There's no reason that Lumen would be popular. There's always a lot of people to talk with, and Sol, I don't ever personally really go there for any reason, but I guess if you want to see the pretty textures on all the worlds, then you can go there and see that. Some of them are landable, but they're not true to life. The terrain data is all made up. But you can land on a bunch of the moons and stuff of the solar system. I'd never done it, but yeah, people hang out there. People hang out in Shinra and Desra, obviously, because you can get every module there. Okay, so we found this world, and there's a search zone, so we gotta go there. Our frameshift drive is whining because we're going so fast near the planet.
Orbital flight engaged.
Okay, so when you got one of these search zones on a world, what I find the best thing to do is, for the very first searching, just don't start gliding. Just get close to the planet, and hopefully that search zone will start narrowing down where it needs to be, where your thing is. And the more times it moves, then the closer you have to get before it will start narrowing down. And like right now, it matters how close you are. And we are just on the verge of dropping in, and it is not moving anywhere. So we're gonna have to drop in and start flying planet side to find this thing. And ideally, if it is moving really far, then you should stay in your glide as long as you can, so you can travel really far. Like, for instance, I'm redding out here. I'm getting too close to the planet. No, glide aborted. Okay, well, we totally screwed that up. So now we have to fly 25 kilometers on our own. But notice that the icon for the place where we're going is no longer a squiggly line. Instead, it's a regular line, or whatever you call it. It doesn't look like we don't know where it is. Instead, we do know where it is because the line is no longer squiggly. So that must mean, I think, nope, we got squiggly again. Okay. Yep, and it's dancing around. It's still a search zone. It's not a confirmed area. Oh, it's moving close to us. That's very lucky. Oh, crap. Debris site. Okay, here we are. So that means this is definitely the place where we need to go. And you can't see anything until you actually land there, usually. And I know that when we drop our SRV, it'll get pooped out in the reverse orientation, so I'm going to land like this, although that's just because I'm silly and I don't want to drive around my ship, I guess. Be very particular here, and we can land here, so that's fine. You said that it was suitable a second ago. Alright, was it further forward, further back? Yep, further back. Yeah, when it tells you that the where you're landing is either good or bad, it's actually referring to the area that is directly planet side from you at 0 and directly beneath you. So when you're dropping down to actually land there, you might skitter off in one direction or another, and you just have to wiggle your ship left, right, front, and back to eventually find what to do. Okay, so we came here, and there's actually a random ship was spawned, but it's a system authority, so we don't care. And there's materials wandering around. Look at those. Sometimes when you get here, this place will be covered in drones. If that happens, you can just target the thing you need and just zoop through and grab it and be gone before the security activates. So while we're here, I want to get all the materials. There only was one kind of material. So we came here for the bootleg liquor. If we wanted, we could pick up all this stuff because it's called legal salvage. So that means that it's not stolen or anything, and we could just sell it. If you get something that is not considered legal salvage, then you can still sell it, but you have to sell it to a black market. If you ever have to scoop up something from a planet and you don't have an SRV, you can, and I didn't know this for a long time, but you actually can scoop stuff with your cargo bay without an SRV. It is really hard. You have to be belly down on the surface with your landing gear up and your cargo bay sticking out, and it's just barely possible. At least it was possible in my Diamondback Explorer. I've done it before. Okay, so we got an update. It says you did it. Bring it on home. Okay, so let's do one of these other things. Thinking this through, I probably should have done disable the megaship turrets first, because that is the mission that has a chance to get us blown up. But we're living dangerously, so if I wanted to be careful about this, actually, well, how about let's see if this is, can get there without, nope, yep, nope, yep, Euro. Okay, both of these are going to require us, yep, hello ship, not here to attack the police. Whatever, just get out of here. Yeah, sometimes you get highway directly from the surface of a planet, if you're lucky. We weren't that lucky that time. All the places that we wanted to go were on the wrong side of the planet. So we had to fly around the planet to get a look at them. Yeah, any of these ones that you have to get a permit, it's always going to be a little bit of a grind to get that permit. But, you know, the game has missions. You're going to have to do them sooner or later. Disable the megaship turrets on the Hogan-class caller EPS 850. So what that means is that somewhere in the system is a Hogan-class hauler. Sometimes it'll pop up. There are some things that we don't know what they are. So you can cheat a little bit. Oh no, that's a body. I don't want a body. Are these all bodies? Okay. Like for instance, the system map might tell us that there's a thing here. These are all fleet carriers, right? Yeah, those are all fleet carriers. So that once again, you can scan the beacon. You don't have to. You can use the FSS to find a thing like this. But if there is a beacon, it does the same thing as using your FSS and finding every single thing in the system, including all these signal sources and anything else that happens to be out there. Unless if it was hidden by Frontier and they didn't want you to find it so easily. Like for instance, in the solar system, there are some probes based on real-life probes that have been sent out into deep space, and you can find them. But I don't believe they'll ever show up on any map or anything. You just have to know the velocity, vector, and time data to find them from real-life history, actually. So we scanned the system, and we found a high-grade emission. Oh boy. Maybe we'll make a detour. These are boom emissions in a system that is federal. It's probably Core Dynamics Composites. Usually they are. Ooh, this one has 40 minutes left on it. That's pretty good. I think, yeah, I'm actually gonna go and slurp down these high-grade emissions. I guess what it means is that the emissions themselves aren't high-grade, but that the emissions are given by a thing which is high-grade. In this case, it's materials. It's the emissions of some high-grade materials, broadcasting their presence to everyone who cares to scan them, and high-grade meaning it's tier 5 materials. They'll be there for the next 39 minutes. They have a 40-minute timer when they spawn. We happen to find this one at just the right time. And so, I guess, yeah, we need some tier 5 materials. Right now, we only have, what? Tier 5. Tier 5. We haven't got many of those. Yeah, I traded for some pharmaceutical isolators. We're gonna need those to max out our thrusters. And I traded these proto-heat radiators. I found a whole stack of proto-heat radiators in space. Well, let's see what we get here. I'm guessing it's gonna be Core Dynamics Composites, which are good. They are used in top tier armor upgrades, which we don't necessarily need, but we can get. On this ship, if I had to choose, I guess I would take the heavy armor, which, because my ship basic armor is weightless, the mod of that, besides increasing the strength of your armor vastly, it also adds mass based on the mass it's modifying. But since our mass is 0, then it doesn't add any mass. It just makes the armor stronger. Stronger hull. Oh boy, we got illicit cargo. That means guys are going to be pulling us over. All kinds of problems. I don't want to... Yeah, I want to go here quick. Yeah, Super Cruise Assist is super duper. We're going very, extremely, ultra fast. It is unlikely we would drop in on it at this speed, but Super Cruise Assist is just so good. And we didn't miss. And we found... Really? What do we find? That's it? Okay, well those are tier 4. But basically, it's Core Dynamics Composites. We just didn't roll any this time. Yeah, it also can be core dynamics composite. So if you don't like what you get, just act like you didn't find it and then find it again, and then you can get what you want. So we're going to get a whole heaping stack load of core dynamics composites because we found this high-grade signal source after it had just spawned. Then, and we found those materials, and we found a whole heaping helping of these materials. I'm going to use the 40 minutes allotted by this high-grade signal source, and I'm going to get all the materials. I'm going to get 100 is what I'm going to do, and then we're going to continue with our mission. Abrupt video ending for Elite this time. This video is just too long to post at once, so I'm cutting it here. If you've been watching, thanks, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.